Welcome back to Interview Ninja Step 82. Getting clarity in your mind about your ideal solution or outcome or course, whatever it is you're going to the interview for. And being ready for a good compromise, but not a total surrender. Then practice at answering questions in a way that shows you in your best light. And finally, in this step, we're building up the simulated pressure so that Corben is going to be better able to handle the real pressure when he encounters it, as I very much expect he will.
I would like to get out.
In terms of modules,
Well,
what would be
in
your
terms of
ideal
modules,
module?
Okay, I'd like there to be a module in kind of an ensemble performance. So like me playing with a band, and how well I can play different styles of music with different bands and things like that.
So would it be fair to say performance flexibility?
Yep.
I'm not trying to force words on you.
No. Performance flexibility sounds good because I want to be flexible across styles and with different people.
Okay, styles. Just give me one example of two different scenarios. This and this.
Well, a 3-piece funk band and then a 20-piece orchestra. Why those two?
Yeah.
Because
Why do you want to learn that? Do you ever think you're going to play in a 20-piece orchestra?
I wouldn't mind playing in a 20-piece orchestra, recording a 20-piece orchestra, conducting a 20-piece orchestra. This is about keeping doors open.
Okay.
I don't know if I play in a 20-piece orchestra.
Okay.
Right now, I wouldn't reach for that, but I like classical music. I think that would be great if I wanted to do anything in film. You have to work with a lot of orchestras. If I was doing film composition or theatre composition, if I wanted to work...
Oh, what was that word? Film what?
Composition.
So you're interested in composition?
We'll get to that in a moment.
Well,
but
you're on it. You're talking it. You're using the word.
But performance flexibility is important. I have to know how an orchestra performs in order to conduct an orchestra or conduct for an orchestra.
So performance, conduct.
Yes.
Compose. Keep going.
Direct. I'd like to learn how an effective musical director works. So a musical director is almost like a conductor, but for modern popular music. And I think that their skills that are transferable across the entertainment industry, not just music.
So you'll be looking for modules that cover that in the course?
Yes.
Those are things you're interested in and want to do, but do those modules exist?
What, does a musical director module exist? Or do any of these exist?
Well, which ones of these exist?
That exists. I'm not sure that exists. Okay. But there will have to be, within every band dynamic, there has to be a musical director type who steps forward. You have to have someone who leads there's a natural leader in almost every band situation like that. So I think someone will have to step forward. Someone will have to step forward as a musical director at some point. And
do you want to be that person?
I'm sure if I got on, I would be that person.
Why? Lots of people go on the course. Not everybody becomes the person that steps forward.
Because some of them
people like to hide in the back playing third cello or third string.
I don't play third cello and third string, and also
a 20-piece orchestra. There's going to be, only one or two leads.
But it's not like you join one band for the whole thing. I'd be in probably 20 bands across the whole thing, and I'm sure. I think it would be different, but I'm used to being musical director, man.
Ah.
So.
Oh. Does your CV really?
Yes. I have musical director on it 3 times.
Good. So when you're being interviewed, do you think they'll ask you about that?
Well, I haven't sent him my CV.
He hasn't seen your CV.
He didn't need to see my CV. He saw my music. I'll take my CV with me.
And keep it in your pocket.
Well, No. I'm having a Skype interview with him tomorrow,
Okay.
in which I will discuss and push the CV thing, because he'd probably like to see that. But also, a lot of what I've got on there is more classical music experience. Some of it, like my composition for theatre, and my musical director under theatre and film scenarios.
Is what you're saying that's classical?
Slightly more classical, yes.
In what way? Oh, is it
In
Beethoven or
No,
Vivaldi
but classical in terms of the experience was a classical one, because
what makes it classical?
I would write everything down on sheet music and give it out to the bands, and the music would be the ensemble would be like an orchestra type.
Is that clear from your CV?
Well,
your approach, that you write it down. What you're calling classical music.
It's not class. I'm not saying I'm not composing classical music.
You were talking about classical. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable.
Because when I say classical, and when people say classical, I don't just directly refer to classical music.
Could we substitute established methods or?
No, it's a classical approach. It is an established method, but what I'm trying to say is the bands that I'd be writing for are and have written for would be like an orchestra type, which aren't.
I think the piece I'm wrestling with is I actually know the Northern School of Music. I went there, but it was a long time ago, and they do train what's called classical musician, classical singing, classical orchestras, in that those people perform music that's predominantly from the 17th to the 19th century. So, all the names you would know, like Mozart and Beethoven and Brahms and Bach and Vivaldi, and you don't need a list of names. And then coming up to the more modern music, and then some of modern composers that compose so-called classical music. That's music that people in tuxedos perform with bow ties and stuff like that. And in the UK, there's a thing called the proms. Don't know why it's called that. But it's all irrelevant. Okay. Go on. Shut me up.
No,
Tell me what you want to say.
The proms are not necessarily classical music, and Bach was not a classical composer.
Okay.
My
terminology is wrong.
No, what I'm trying to say is that on my CV, I think it is important that to show that I have been a musical director type in the past.
Good.
And I have been a musical director for like a popular music type thing.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I loved it. I have done that numerous times.
Why? So why are you going to Northern to learn it?
Because
you do it already.
Because I can't do it anywhere near as good as it can be done.
So is that why you're going to Northern?
Not strictly, but that is definitely something that I will get out of it.
So if you're talking to someone who's interviewing you,
yeah,
do you think it's important that they understand that you've already done it? You've got some experience. And remember, this is a centre of excellence. The Northern is not for beginners. It's a centre of excellence. They want people who are already competent, and they want to take them from good to great.
I do think they should know that, and at the same time, I don't think they should know that. Because there isn't going to be, as far as I'm aware, a module on being a good musical director.
Okay.
There won't even strictly be a role across the whole thing that is musical director. There'll be yes, I'm going to say that. There won't be. But within the bands that you form and they make you form, someone will take charge. Now, it will be the most experienced person in the band, probably.
Probably. It could be someone... Do you remember you were talking about the people in studios where you go and do your recording?
Yes.
And there was a guy there who'd been there, 20 years?
Yeah.
Would you say he was the most experienced
in
that studio?
Yes.
Okay. So Did he take charge?
No, but he was a studio engineer.
But people don't. It's people.
Okay,
it's attitude.
I suppose it's not the most experienced one in the band. It's the most confident and outspoken one in the band.
Well, outspoken's a dodgy word, NLP wise. Confident, yes.
Okay, he's a confident one in the band. And
so, do you think you have leadership potential?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very confident.
I think I've got leadership potential. I normally end, at the moment, doing bands in Bath, I end up in musical director type role because I'm the only person that would play the instruments that are being played in the band, so I can give everybody a sense of direction.
Yeah, and do you fetch the drinks? And do you clean the stage?
No.
So everybody can do their thing?
No. Yes. No.
What sort of person are you, Corben?
I hope you can see where this is going and why I am doing it. The 7 steps to Ninja are: 1. Discover your inner strengths that are there already. 2. Realize your value and capability compared to others. 3. Believe that you are good enough and deserve success. 4. Project who you are clearly and with well-chosen words. 5. Anticipate challenges and unexpected events. 6. Show you have strength under fire and enjoy doing it. 7. Show you are a purposeful but adaptable person.
I don't know. What do you mean? That is.
I want to know what this guy's interviewing you.
He
wants to know.
I'm an enthusiastic
They're
person.
going to spend 3 years of their skills and expertise. This is precious knowledge and time. They want to know they're spending it on the right guy.
I'm enthusiastic because I am also the person that does clean the stage and fetches the drinks if it means that the people in my band are going to do a good job. So I don't.
Why do you do that?
Because at the moment, the gigs that I'm playing aren't high enough caliber to have a drink fetcher and a stage cleaner.
Okay. Would you like them to be?
Yeah.
Obviously. Are you comfy sweeping the stage? Enjoy it?
Well, when I'm not sweeping the stage with a broom,
okay.
But I will often be the person that is plugging in the amps and making sure everything's wired up.
So you go the extra mile
to make sure
that the thing's a success.
Good. Yes.
That's a better way of expressing it, isn't it?
As opposed to stage sweeper.
But you went along with me describing it. I pitched it way down. You didn't challenge me early enough, I think. You go the extra mile. You do what's necessary. You're going for an interview. You have to communicate. That's your attitude. And provide backup for it and evidence for it if you can. It's important to say that because people will invest. If this person is ready to go the extra mile, they want to invest in your potential so that they can make you better and better and better so you don't have to be the stage sweeper. Or you will be if you have to be. So let's cut to the chase on this. Why are we spending this time? Because at the moment, let me just say to them, at the moment, Corben is pressed for time because some people who are on that course, and I'm going to use it. It's a bit emotive, but to me, these are people who are destined to be as well as. They're not destined to be musical director.
But the people that come out of this course?
No, the people who've told you need to learn 94 scales by whatever, and that's what you'll be tested on. The mindset of people, you're going to go away from here.
I would disagree with that, but yes.
What are you going to go away from here and do for the next 2 days before you go up to Manchester? What are you going to spend your time doing?
I am going to read all about the course. I'm going to learn the 2 songs that I have to learn, and I'm going to play a whole bunch of scales.
But what's enough scales? What's enough scales?
All of them.
You haven't got time.
What's enough scales? Enough scales is I need to know the knowledge behind how to construct every scale so that I can, and there's only about 10 of that, 10 different ways that happens.
Okay.
So that if I'm put on the spot, I could work it out if I needed to.
So that's called the fundamentals.
Yes, I'm going to learn the fundamentals.
Right.
And hence could play the 94 scales as opposed to learn the 94 scales. But I was just going to say, could you put on my list of things to do, maybe formulate some kind of CV type thing?
Well, what are you going to put in this CV?
My
Uncomfortable watching, isn't it? But this is real, and there's no real alternative. He has got this interview coming up, and it is a wonderful opportunity. I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to help him get there, and you have to be cruel to be kind in this situation. What I do know is it's within him. He has the strength, he has the powers, and it's just a question of helping him be able to articulate it under pressure. That pressure gets even more in step 83.